Before you buy Bitcoin or add to your Bitcoin holdings, watch this video because we're gonna get down to the real truth about Bitcoin. Is Bitcoin a good investment? Is it a scam or legit? I'm gonna share the top 5 reasons why traders are bullish on Bitcoin, and I'm also gonna reveal the 10 reasons why Bitcoin might actually be a terrible investment. And in the end, I'm gonna personally share whether or not I own any Bitcoin. Top 5 reasons why investors are bullish about Bitcoin as an investment. Number 1, Bitcoin supply is limited. There's no more than 21 million Bitcoins that will ever be minted. That means its value cannot be diluted by the government printing money. And because supply is limited, it should be a great hedge against inflation, which is a huge problem right now in the world. Reason number 2, it's slowly becoming more accepted as a means of currency. You can now pay for Xbox Live stuff using Bitcoin. You can buy groceries at Whole Foods using a Bitcoin app, buy supplies at Home Depot. Elon Musk even said that you can buy Tesla using Bitcoin, but that lasted for about 3 months and then he changed his mind, as he does sometimes every now and then. El Salvador is the first country that has made Bitcoin as legal tender. You can now use Bitcoin there to make transactions. If you have a job, you can even get paid in Bitcoin. Number 3 reason why investors are bullish about Bitcoin as an investment. Blockchain technology, which is the tech behind Bitcoin, is going to be revolutionary. It's basically impossible to hack or cheat the system, and it's also highly decentralized, which is a great hedge against government control. The 4th reason why Bitcoin can be a great investment: if big box wealth management firms like Morgan Stanley or Goldman Sachs, which by the way manages like trillions of dollars in assets under management around the world, if they just allocate even 1% of their client portfolios in Bitcoin, then we can potentially see a huge bump in Bitcoin prices. The 5th reason why Bitcoin can be a great investment is it's now easier to buy Bitcoin. In the past, you had to open an exchange at like Coinbase or Kraken, send money there, or buy a wallet. It can be a hassle. Now, you can buy Bitcoin in PayPal or Robinhood. They launched the first Bitcoin ETF in October 2021, and it's now readily accessible to investors who have a brokerage account at any brokerage firm, basically. Now, before you go on a Bitcoin shopping spree, let's talk about first 10 reasons why Bitcoin might actually be a terrible investment. Reason number 1, can it actually become a global currency? For a currency to become widely accepted, it has to be stable. It cannot go up and down at any day or any month like Bitcoin is. Imagine you take home $10,000 a month. You want that $10,000 a month to still be $10,000 by the time your mortgage payments kick in, or when you pay for a trip to France with your special someone, right? You don't want your $10,000 to all of a sudden become $6,000 by the time you have to pay those payments. The second reason why Bitcoin might not be a great investment is this: even if Bitcoin stabilizes, can it be the digital currency of the world? Well, here's the thing. Central banks around the world are currently studying rolling out digital currencies of their own. The US has been studying the creation of the digital dollars for years now. China is actually way ahead in most countries in this. They have rolled out digital yuan. You're piloting it. As a matter of fact, in the Beijing Winter Olympics, over $300,000 in transactions have been made in digital yuan. Bitcoin is going to go up against these central bank heavyweights. Third reason why Bitcoin might not be a great investment is this: it's not a scalable means of payment. What I mean by that, Bitcoin can only process up to 7 transactions per second. Compare that with the Visa network, which can process up to 65,000 transactions per second. Not a scalable means of payment. Number 4, Bitcoin enthusiasts claim that Bitcoin is a great hedge against inflation because supply is limited. We talked about that before. But let's look at the data. When inflation started surging back in May 2021, June, July to about 4%, then 5% and above 5%, what did Bitcoin prices do? It actually dropped by more than 40%. Not a great hedge against inflation. Number 5, is Bitcoin a good hedge against stocks? When stocks tanked during the start of COVID around March 2020 to around 30%, Bitcoin prices actually tanked by more than 50%. Also not a good hedge against stocks. Number 6, con against Bitcoin as an investment. Bitcoin enthusiasts emphasize that blockchain, which is the tech behind Bitcoin, is going to be revolutionary. Well, it is. There's going to come a time when I can just send money to a friend or to my sister abroad, just like that, with minimal transaction costs using blockchain. If I wanted to know where the avocado that I got from Trader Joe's came from, blockchain is going to be an integral part of that. If I wanted to know the ingredients of my coffee ice cream, blockchain can help track all of that. The thing is, Bitcoin is not blockchain, it just uses the technology. Reason number 7 on why Bitcoin might actually be a terrible investment is this, and this is actually quite concerning. There is a possible price manipulation that's going on in Bitcoin. A former crypto miner and investment analyst from Research Affiliates, which is a global leader in asset allocation, revealed a scathing report in 2021 on Bitcoin. I'm going to quote him. He warned readers that the price of Bitcoin is nearly certainly a bubble and likely being manipulated. End of quote. And let me explain this a little bit, so I'm going to get technical. The manipulation is likely happening through a stable coin called Tether. You can exchange Bitcoin to Tether 1:1, supposedly anytime. The thing is, Tether initially said that it's 100% backed by US dollars, but after an investigation, it was revealed that it's not. So that's one thing. But the main thing is this. Tether is currently being sued by investors who allege that Tether Limited is minting the stablecoin Tether out of thin air and using that to buy Bitcoin, which then artificially pushes up the prices. By the way, if you're finding this video valuable, please do click on the like and subscribe button. Reason number 8, it continues to be vulnerable against hacking. Crypto exchanges keep getting hacked. There were more than 21 hacks that happened in 2021. Reason number 9 on why Bitcoin might not be a great investment. It's also vulnerable to government regulations. Bitcoin transactions, as you know, are hard to trace, so that's why money launderers and ransomware criminals love using it. Well, the government is not happy about that, and they can choose to regulate it or even ban it at some point. Well, actually, China has already banned Bitcoin and crypto transactions entirely. Number 10, if you care about the environment, you might think twice about buying Bitcoin. Why is that? Because the mining of Bitcoin is so energy intensive, it actually emits more than 37 megatons of carbon dioxide each year, the equivalent of that of New Zealand. Not very climate friendly. So, is Bitcoin a good investment? Is it a scam or is it legit? You've heard all the facts. I'm gonna let you decide. Do I actually own any Bitcoin in my personal portfolio? I'm an investor that has a pretty high risk tolerance, so my investments in my 401k, IRA, brokerage accounts are all 100% stocks. I'm not deterred by volatile movements of the stock market. But I have not bought any Bitcoin or any cryptocurrency. Why is that? Because Bitcoin does not have intrinsic value at all. It doesn't generate any money like a rental property or like a business. Basically, all you're hoping for is for the next guy to pay more, and I'm not gonna play that game.